Hey guys, welcome yet again to another Lumion Legacy sweep. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke, and today's one we got ourselves a JETWING Stratusoar sweep. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time to get that Soul Burst sweep that we've been waiting for, or at least I've been waiting for a long time, and we're finally gonna get this thing going. And hope you guys are gonna enjoy this one. So finally, this has been a very long time since they have announced this Soul Burst one, and yeah, I wanted to get this Soul Burst sweep for a very long time, and finally gonna get this one doing. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this one, because this is gonna be a really interesting sweep that I've been trying to get through so long. Now let's look at this first of all, Lumion. So first of all, let's look compared to these two. So first of all, we got this normal Stratusoar, and then basically having a pretty good stat actually on this base stat of it, with 105 on the range attack, 108 for range defense, pretty good for speed, I guess decently, terrible melee attack, alright melee defense, and the health and energy is okay. So we're looking for that one, but that's not what we're going to be looking for. We're actually going to be using the JETWING one. So looking compared to the normal, compared to the basic one, we got a very buffed one, but also pretty strangely frail one, a little bit at the same time. So this thing gets a really high, like 30 base range attack, buffing that up, and also gets that really good speed. Sadly, it does actually get that fortunate drop on the range defense and melee defense a little bit. So kind of it's a letdown, but that is no need to worry, because that's not something we need to really working about it. So we're going to be mainly working on the range attack. So for this sweep, we're pretty much going to be using only just its main range attack, and that is most of it. Now, this thing does actually get a cool little feature here about this. If you didn't know about the Soul Burst, they actually get a signature, like an ability with it. Now for this one, sadly, this one did not actually get a really cool ability to use in this one, because when I was looking on this ability, which I don't know which one it is, I think it only works for Soul Burst right here. This gets Turbulent, which I didn't even know that this one had an ability back then. But in this sweep, this thing did not really need to be worried about it, because actually the thing about this is Turbulent is by far a big letdown for this ability, because this Turbulent caused the Possessor's typeless moves, the Possessor's typeless moves to become air type move, which has a deal with 20% damage boost. Did I see that what I did there? Wow, great! Nobody will understand me anyway. So yeah. So for this one, I thought I could actually. No. Wait, the Possessors. Oh wait, I thought it was my. Okay, I thought it was my moves turning against the air type, but either way. So unfortunately, we're gonna not be working too much about that affection, and we're just gonna be going straight for the sweep. Now for this one, we just went straight off the bat this battle. Like, the thing about this is there wasn't really much going on to this battle, since I basically did is send in I think I was just doing random battles, and I actually was just like press 2 Lumias. I got my Empire, I think that's what it calls, and my Stratusoar, and all I'm gonna do pretty much in this battle is go for the tribute strategy, which I did with the Kraptana strategy I did yesterday, or at least someday around there, because if you haven't seen the last video, I actually did a Kraptana sweep. So if you want new to this one, make sure to click that one and give it a like, comment and stuff, since that one might even be something interesting. So for this one, we pretty much gonna go for the amazing tribute strategy, I think, right here. And all I'm gonna do is just faint, and now we're just gonna go ahead and just take this opportunity to tribute this point, I think. And yeah, I went for a tribute. I had to double check, because you never know if they're gonna actually do it or not. But either way, that is it. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll give you more detailed announcement of the strategy at the end of the battle. And it's time for the Soul Burst Stratusoar sweep. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the first battle there. So sadly, I actually did not actually know that what was going on there. I actually thought I was gonna easily take out the Metronet at the end of it, but that was the mistake I actually did on by misunderstanding meaning, because I actually meant to use Airstrike on the Metronet, but I thought that thing would have easily go down for the reflection burst, and that actually sadly ended the sweep. So in theory, I would have easily got the sweep there if I just used Airstrike on the Metronet and not on the Glacier, or well, not Glacier, the or Glaciadia, or the thing calls. But that is what it is. So let's jump into the second battle. So we got a Dokumori who's gonna just go for Dokumori, sorry. And I'm just gonna set up a little bit of a bobs just to give it a little bit of a support. And the opponent's going to go for the Icicle Trap and pretty much try to get for some also setup here. So we pretty much set up both already layers. And I'm going to go for my little strategy here. So originally I thought I could easily sweep this one with just using Stratusoar, but I tried a lot of attempts. And sadly, it just seems like it just didn't work out. So I'm just going to go for a couple of another barbs. And I actually had this Lumi Leo who's just going to be helping me out for this one. And all I'm just going to do for a couple of bobs, and that is pretty much it. So we're going to speed up the process a little bit so you guys don't have to worry about that. So for this one, all I just did is just simply just get a couple of a couple support, a couple of bobs and stuff, and that's pretty much it. Then I can let my Lumi Leo, who's going to faint, and that is it. Now we're going to get yourself a Stratusoar itself, and it's going to go for the Air Blade. And I'm gonna go for my Poison Bob and pretty much see if I can go down from this point. However, this Stratusoar had oh god, I was up in my sorry. I thought I was about to sneeze there for a second, but no. So we got a Stratusoar here. I'm not sure what I'm about to say there at the, but you know what, just so you know, right? So we got my Stratusoar here. He's gonna go for, or not mine, but their Stratusoar is gonna go for an Air Blade. And sadly, that thing is going to actually get poisoned because of the Baneful Bash. And I thought this one would be a pretty bad opportunity to me to take the risk here. So all at this point, just send in my tribute strategy Empire. I think that's what it calls. And pretty much faint to this point, so I can swap it to my Stratusoar and see if I can get this attempt. So let's get this amazing amazing tribute Stratusoar. So that's what I'm going for. No, a Soul Burst Stratusoar sweep. Enjoy. yes, I'm getting sick of getting more fails now, so we pretty much just got really unlucky at the end of it, but this is just getting annoying. So we're finally gonna get ourselves trying to, or at least attempt this Stratusoar sweep, and hopefully this one not gonna contain nothing more than just purely just a victory there. So we're gonna wrestle in here, gonna go for a couple random attacks. I don't know what they were doing, and we got against him. So we're gonna go for the Adept Assault, and I'm gonna go for a Bob's Poison Bob sometimes. And actually, no, I just went for a bunch of Bobs. Actually, not gonna lie, that was just Bobs. So that's gonna be that, and they're gonna go for a quick pounce to finish me off. Now they're gonna get the aggressive ability, so that's gonna annoyingly actually be bad for me. So I'm gonna go for the tribute, and all I'm gonna do is pretty much get a couple attack and defense, special range attack drop, even though it doesn't have any range attack moves really as much. But that's gonna be that. And last thing I'm gonna do is go for the magnified Whipple Driffle strategy, because I keep getting many fails. So now, people, we're gonna finally get this sweep here. So hope you enjoyed this one. So we're gonna get, I'm pretty sure, another magnify, and that is all I need to do, because that's after that it's gonna be a big quick time. And now let's see if we can finally get this Stratusoar's Soul Burst sweep. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this amazing Stratusoar sweep, and let's explain this simple but also pretty amazingly cool Stratusoar. Wow, I just found that out right now. But let me tell you, this amazing set here, and one of the probably the best soul bursts in the game by my experience, by far for me at least. So we got a very frail, smart, and nimble set with the Stratu burst. Now, the one thing I actually never mentioned this battle is that this thing actually gets a cool new one of the signature move called AIRSTRIKE, which I totally forgot about mentioning in this sweep here. But what it basically does, it's just basically a soul burst move you can only use one time only, which is something I totally forgot about mentioning this battle. But you know, I might as well explain anyway. So we got that out of the way at least. So simple but interesting. Oh yeah, also it looks like I got the this one. Okay, good, that's good. I have like one of my cousins preparing to watch a FNAF movie soon enough, maybe on Friday. Anyways, it doesn't have nothing important. But anyways, so that's that, and hopefully that is not going to interrupt me too much. And yeah, thanks so much. All right, then. Yeah, I'm just going to text her to say yeah, okay. But basically, this is simply the same Stratusoars I did years ago when I did my first Stratusoar sweep, which was really something. So for this one, we got the same strategy, but exactly this one thing I did change is two things. One of the few moves, which is Metal Screak, which we replaced with Magnify, and Second Wind, which is supposed to be its signature move, one of them at least, but I did change it for Energy Search for a little bit more coverage. And the same move, the other than that is exactly I did use, which were Reflection, Burst, and Air Blade. Now, this battle, I didn't really get to use it as a normal ability, sadly, because, well, there wasn't much really to do anything with Clutch. I mean, once I go for a Tribute, it was pretty much just Soul Burst straight off the bat, and then just hope for the best you outspeed and just, you know, take it out. Now, there is, however, some Lumions that can easily counter the Soul Burst Stratusoar, I definitely going to be recommend you to avoid as much electricity or electric type Lumions, because let me tell you, Stratusoar literally has electric weakness to 4 times against it. So literally, it was literally painful for me to do this sweep, because Stratusoars always have to be versing a lot of players using electric type, which, by the way, is electric type being now more rare, or more people have been using it more often for strategies, or what? Because I've been seeing a lot of them be using it, a lot of players using it, electric types now then, so be careful when you try to use your own Stratusoar, because this thing was annoying to handle, and yeah, we eventually got that one at the end. So we did also change a little bit of its TPs, which we ran this one with max speed, max range attack, and a little bit of health on the, obviously health, because, well, its health is okay, but just in case if you want to withstand one attack normally. And then we have 44 for energy, for just a little bit more energy, because most of my moves does use a lot of it. So I have the 44 for energy, and that is pretty much it. Now for this one, I never really fully got to explain one of the moves, the AIRSTRIKE, which, by the way, I'm going to show you right here in this battle here. What it basically does, it basically is one of its signature move, and only can use it once. So let's look at there. So this one's fire half of a dozen target locked missiles at your opponent, which, bruh, literally. And your base range attack is 105, but your current range attack is 170. User for the type match, for example. So for this one, you can only use it once. So once you used your Soul Burst move, you won't able to use it again in this battle. So you can't use it repeatedly over and over again. There won't be like switches and stuff. And let me just put up the audio here so you guys can hear it. Like, there literally won't be any way you can get another second attempt to use Soul Burst. Only probably using hacks and stuff. But that is pretty much how to use this strategy. So you have AIRSTRIKE for a little bit of just a little coverage, and once just in case you're about to, in case just for a little bit of an emergency, more likely, because once you run out a lot of energy and then you have to take a risk of a rest or a wait, then if you don't want to just go all the way by just mistakenly just press oh no, I don't know what to do, like what do am I sure if I want to take the risk or not? I mean, it's an okay fast Lumion, but it's not the most bulkiest when it's soul bursting. So this thing is still a bit of a problem to get countered, because electric is one thing, but other than that, that is pretty much really it. So anything other than counters to this one, really nothing else really, actually, surprisingly. Now this thing can actually outspeed most things, like obviously that Soul Burst Eruptodon, if you saw in the battle, which, by the way, with this strategy, with max range attack and all that stuff, you can literally one-shot the Soul Burst Eruptodon with just using Air Blade and with max range attack with Smart. Like, literally one-shots everything. I've tried it multiple times, and it actually can outspeed and even take out an Eruptodon Soul Burst. So you can be confident enough to go for that Magnify when you obtain it or battle it. And yeah, that's all I can say for this point. Anything else? That's nothing really I do need to really talk about. Just be careful about your opponent setting up on yourself. Anything like poison bombs and stuff, like any of those entry hazards and the prioritized moves, really don't have to be too much of a threat, because being a metal type, you can get they don't have to really be too much of a threat, because you could just you can actually withstand that pretty easily, being an air and metal type. So like quick pounds and any of those prioritized moves, not really that too much of a threat, except for Jolt. Now I think Jolt is one of the moves. I think is the move that is a prioritized electric type move, that can really be something be a big threat to you. So maybe try to avoid that one. I think that's one of that is like a prioritized range attack move that is 40 base power. So be careful about that still. This thing can still be KO'd by multiple things, and that is one of them. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for the Soul Burst Stratusoar sweep. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm not sure if I'll be making another Soul Burst sweep. I do have planned for doing another sweep after this one, but that is going to come up later on. And another thing about this is I'm not sure if I'll be making any more Soul Burst sweeps besides the other Kura or the other roaming one that you have to see in the, obviously from the, you know, the battle with it, the new roaming, because I want to wait for the other Soulburst roamings, or not roamings, but the Soulburst Lumians to obtain an animation to the, you know, their signature move, because getting a sweep without animation, it's just kind of a, just not really much of an achievement. So I'll be probably waiting for that one some other time, but I might make that roaming sweep there afterwards some other time when I do obtain one. I haven't even found one yet, but I probably will maybe try getting one today. That is just based around luck. Anyways, stay lucky out there, and take care.